There was absolutely no plan about birds. I had spoken with an artist friend of mine, Anita David, and I said, I want to open up like an early morning brunch place, like, Early Bird Cafe. And she just went, tweet? And that's how the name came about. For years, people have told me what this neighborhood needs is a restaurant, what this neighborhood needs is a restaurant. And it has really become a focal point for the whole neighborhood to come to. It's a really wide group. It's a very wide group. And they all mix it up, and they've got interesting dinner companions they're sitting next to. It's not all the same people in the restaurant. We love to feed them great food, which means getting food from the farmers and Amish and a variety of sources. Everything is really, really good. It's a palette that we're presenting. I mean, I think that's the approach we take. It's a very artistic approach, I believe.
So, Alan, you say that Tweet is a first-class experience. Tell us why you chose it.
I've known Michelle. She's had the bar there since 1986.
Big Chicks
next door. She does an incredible job for the community. She's always done in the summer barbecues on Sunday. And I think that this was sort of an expansion for her, a situation whereby she wanted to go into another phase of the food and beverage industry.
I have to say, we've been doing so many restaurants. I've never come across a staff that has said so many great things about their boss.
She is just a heart of gold, and that's why nobody ever has anything bad to say about her. If you need something, and you can go to Michelle, and maybe that's just her nature. Maybe she's just a sucker, but I don't think so. I think she's a good person.
It was a beautiful restaurant, and the servers were nice to our daughter, and we were there, and the atmosphere was nice, and there was a good noise level was good, but the menu was just, I've seen that menu 100 times, and there is nothing. It was just such a forgettable experience.
Weeks, I have to ask,
Yeah.
If you were a meat eater,
Right.
Would you feel differently about the menu?
I think if I were a meat eater, I would still love more innovation. I mean, I think it was this, it was standard bistro fare. Because that to me, it goes back to that, excitement about food and excitement and creativity about food that to me is just totally lacking. I mean, I could have come up with that menu,
And I don't doubt that you could. And I think that what you say from a vegetarian standpoint is valid.
But I'm not talking about vegetarian or not vegetarian. I'm talking about an approach to food, an approach to combining food and doing innovation. And I think
feels there's a lack of creativity.
Yeah.
You maybe hit a bad night week because the menu does change. The basic menu, steak, chicken, etc., stays, but how it's prepared is pretty seasonal. In that Michelle kind of prides herself on doing a lot of local produce and things like that.
We started off with the mussels done in a Harmony Valley fennel sauce. We continued with the duck liver mousse, and then we had the skate wing. And that was quite delicious as well.
And I think it might be one of those, vegetables are sort of relegated to.
I think
I
probably,
mean-
and in the neighborhood that it's in,
Yeah.
I think that's probably true.
There was a vegetarian entree, and which we don't always have to have, but if it's there, I'll ask what it is. And it says, vegetarian preparation changes occasionally, market price. And so I said, okay, so what is it? And the waiter says, I'm not kidding you, he says, it's pasta and there's a tomato sauce with some eggplant. I'm thinking, I could make that at home. And for $16, give me a break,
I think she has come up with a menu that will bring people in. And I mean, the bottom line is you have to make money to keep the place open.
And look at Green Zebra, though. That is not a restaurant that responded to its neighborhood.
No, but
and it's doing very
but
well.
It had a total different offspring, i.e. it had a wonderful precursor
Right.
to bring people in. I mean, people that wanted to see and be seen knew that they,
Right.
Alan, what else did you eat there? I mean, what do you like to eat there when you go?
Well, I've had the pork chop, I've had the chicken, I've had the steak. I think the steak is as good as any steak I've had in the city. And when you leave, Michelle usually gives you a little to-go box with a sweet in it, and I think that that's wonderful.
Massimo, tell us about the skate wing.
I was rather surprised. I myself did not know what skate wing was. And this was the first time I've ever seen it on a menu. It was absolutely delicious. It was soft. It was like crab. It had like a crab cake.
Like a stringy texture.
Exactly. It was rather delicious.
Alan, what's the crowd like at Tweet?
I think it's a great crowd. It's a neighborhood crowd. I think it's a great
So you
crowd.
got gay, straight people there.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.
They were across the table.
People
I
there
read
with
that it was
kids.
supposed to be bringing kids, and we took our daughter, and I think it's not a place for children.
Why?
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 I think we have a 3-year-old active child, and the waiters are like putting wine glasses in front of her. You know, 3-year-olds, you put something in front of them, they're going to play with it, they're going to break it. I think it's a longer meal in terms of time that you're spending there.
Yeah, I don't think it's a rush situation at all. And
It's a relaxed atmosphere. When I was there, there was family. I was sitting in the window and watched this family just walk in. This woman with her husband and her 2 little children. They were opening the door for mom and dad, and there is an ambiance there, and it's an ambiance for a lot of people.
Well, Alan, this was your selection. Give us your summary about Tweet.
I think Tweets is a place for everyone. I think it's a place you can go anytime. I think you can bring your family, you can bring your date, you can bring your significant other, and I think that Michelle has done a great job, and I would recommend it to anybody that was looking for a nice evening out.
Massimo?
Low budget bistro. Taste it and see for yourself.
All right. Weeks?
I wouldn't go back, and if you were going to go, I would not take children.
Well, you can have your own organic experience at Tweet, 5020 North Sheridan Road, 773-728-5576. Open for dinner Wednesday through Saturday and for brunch on Saturday and Sunday. Reservations are accepted for dinner only, and the average tab per person without drinks is $40.